Hello, you're welcome to my space. My name is Ella and I'm a mom YouTuber. So guys, it's been a while. Hey, hi, if you're new to my channel, thank you for tuning in. Please subscribe and you're welcome. And for my returnees, my amazing subscribers, hey love, I've missed you. Thanks for sticking around. I don't know if you guys can hear me. I'm really sounding low because it's a bit late and my kids are sleeping. But in as much as I choose, I want to come back to, filming and stuff. Um, the only time I know it will be possible for me to do it's late evening. So speaking right now, it's really late. I know, and I still had to put on all those makeup because yeah, I'm gonna find a little bit for you guys just to make sure my makeup doesn't waste. Anyway, that's for that. Okay, so yeah, so I decided to come today and make this video because I feel like I'm ready to talk about this now, because I'm like gradually coming out of that mood of that one person that I was, and that I wasn't happy about. I wasn't really happy about, but now we're good. I'm out, and I feel, yeah, I'm ready to talk about this right now. So here I am. But first of all, guys, your girl got married. With the whole proposal or engagement last year September. This year September will make it 1 year since I got engaged, but God made it possible. We did both our African Nigerian traditional wedding. Your girl is married. So yeah, it's, I don't know, it's been amazing being a missus so far. I did my traditional wedding in April 29th, and the weather was nice. It was favorable. It wasn't too hot or too cold. It was just in the middle. And I did my civil wedding July 8th. It was in the morning, stroke afternoon, down evening, and the weather was super hot, guys. Oh, like I was literally sweating on my wedding dress. It all went just the way I planned it, with the people that really matters to me, my best friend, my new friends, my sister, and my husband's close friends and family. It was really amazing, just exactly the way I imagined it, and I wouldn't trade it for nothing. So yeah, we're married. We're literally officially married. And yeah, that's by the wayside, guys. So let's get down to the whole stuff, as regarding while we're here. So I'm going to be talking about some few things in this video, like TTC. Yes, I am TTC. I am trying to conceive again, and I am also starting on Clomid to assist myself on that journey. And it hasn't been easy, because if you watch my previous video where I said I was going to stop using Johnny Pearls in terms of trying to conceive and switch to Clomid, well, I wasn't really taking it serious. I was just talking about it as regarding some things that I've read about it. I just wasn't taking it serious. I was literally just playing about it and joking about it. But since when I posted that video till now, if you haven't watched that video, I am going to drop it in the link below, and so you can click on it and watch. So since when I posted that video till now, a lot has really changed on my view on Clomid. I've learned a lot, and my perspective and view about the medication has changed. Yes, it has super, really, really changed, like super. So, also, guys, as of when I recorded that video, I wasn't taking it serious, but the basic fact was that I was pregnant. Yes, I know. Just the way you felt was how I felt. Like, yeah, that was how I felt. I was pregnant. Yes, in that video, I was pregnant and I didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know. So I made that video somewhere around January this year because I just had a baby. You guys know I had my baby February last year, and she wasn't up to a year as of then when I made that video. She wasn't up to a year yet. So I wasn't like fully ready, but I was planning probably after the wedding, I was going to be ready, like we're going to start planning after the wedding, which of course was in July this month, not knowing that I was already pregnant in that video. But as of last year, I bought I bought I bought a weight loss tea and capsule and coffee, a lot of things. It was a set. I wanted to look snatching on my wedding day. So, I just ordered it back to back. I've been taking it all type. And while I was on that, I was still on my IUD. I think it was Marina or so not. I just couldn't take it. And then I went to meet my doctor, like, I want to take this out. I think it's doing something to my body. And to make it worse, since I had the IUD, which I thought would be better than my mini pills, I have still very much been seeing my period. I have been sporting, and the worst is my period will come and it will find it difficult to stop. Sometimes I will see it a whole month, sometimes I will spot a whole month. So it was just all over the place. Like, and that's a story for another day. I don't want to make this video too long, but just so you know, it messed up my hormones. Like, my period was all over the place. And as of when I took out the IUD and started my mini pill, I had my menstruation one time, and that was it. I still didn't bother because this time I thought I was taking something more better than the IUD, just like I did with my first child. So I started taking the mini pills. I kept on with it and kept on with it, and I started sporting and cramping and sporting and cramping, just like usual, like the way it was when I was on the IUD. So I was like, okay, maybe my menstruation wants to come. I started giving myself hope on maybe not, maybe. But the only thing was that it wasn't bright red, it wasn't red, it was just brown. It wasn't heavy, it was just little by little. Kept taking my weight loss products and the mini pill for health control and stuff. Until one day, I just couldn't take it anymore. I woke up in the morning, I took another pregnancy test, and it came back negative. All right. I did call my doctor and I told my doctor, hey, I would like to have this and stuff. And she was like, why? So I let her know, I think I don't like ovulate on my own. I think I find it difficult to either ovulate or I don't ovulate either. And she was like, why? I was like, because with my first child, it took me a year and some months to get pregnant with her. And with my second, it was almost just a couple of months. And I did try ordinarily throughout those periods with my first and second, and nothing happened until I found the yoni pearls. And that was when I got pregnant with my first. And then when I wanted to try again for my second, it was the same thing. So I had to use the yoni pearls again. And that was when I got pregnant with my second. So I know she can recommend the Clomid, but she needs to first of all check if really I don't ovulate on my own. And as of this time, I was also pregnant, guys. Like, I never knew. She decided to check through the ultrasound. She, started the vaginal way, to check. And she was like, she was seeing stuff in my uterus. And she said, oh, I can see something. And I was like, what did you see? Well, what can you see? Nothing. I think there's a cyst. There's a cyst, but I don't think that should stop you from getting pregnant. When did you see your menstruation? So I told her, I don't know. This shouldn't stop you from getting pregnant. I was like, what is it? She is not sure. She thinks it's a cyst. She thinks it's now I'm ovulating. She thinks I'm ovulating late. But then she was like, I'm not sure, but I think it's a cyst. But it shouldn't stop you from getting pregnant. But you still need to go and do some blood work and stuff to confirm if you did ovulate so that you can try. And then after 6 months, if nothing, you can come back and we will prescribe you the, what is it called? Clomid. I was like, okay, in as much as she couldn't tell what was that she was seeing on the screen. So I went and had my blood work done, and I called the hospital back later that same evening, and they told me yes, that I did ovulate and I should start trying now, and after 6 months, if nothing, I should come back. And I was like, okay. So I think 3 days later, I kept feeling funny even after the doctor's visitation. I woke up again early in the morning, took another test because I had those cheapy Amazon pregnancy tests at home. So I had them like a lot, I think 50 of them. So I was like, I took another one and it was negative. So I was like, oh, again. But this time I was running late from taking the kids to school. So I quickly just rushed down and I saw it was negative. So I abandoned it and I ran and took them to school. And then we got back late in the evening and I was pressed and needed to use the bathroom. So I ran down to the bathroom and just when I was, settling down, doing the whole peeing and stuff, my eyes once at the pregnancy test, guys, and it was positive. Are you kidding me now? Are you kidding me now? No way. Like, this was literally my, like, guys, I was speechless. Like, no, no, this is not real. This can be real. This is not happening. Like, no, no. I'm on my pills. It's impossible to get pregnant. Wow. A lot started going on. I was shocked. Like, I can describe how I felt sitting down on that toilet. And the next thing I started doing was I started screaming my husband's name. Cherish, cherish. I started screaming. Usually we don't play with pregnancies. My first child, he surprised me. My second, I surprised him. We always, like to surprise ourselves as regarding our babies and stuff. Hey, I'm pregnant. We always want to make it, a little bit more dramatic. But this time, just to let you know, we were so not ready. I just didn't want to, hey, honey, check how pregnant stuff. No. I started screaming, cherish, cherish, while sitting on the toilet. And he ran over and was like, take, look at this. What do you see? Is it two lines? And the line was not one dark and one faint. They were literally dark. But the amount of shock in my head, I refused to see. I refused to see, guys. I just didn't want to believe it. So he took it and he said, yes, I can see two lines. And I was like, no, no. And he started laughing. He started laughing and hyping himself. And then he gave it back. I was having mixed feelings, I'm not gonna lie. I don't know if to laugh, cry, sad. Like, I was like, what do I do? My wedding is around the corner. My school, my exam is around the corner. I have already mapped out my life for this year. After my exam, driving lessons, go write my exam, driving lessons, move into another class, push forward, get married, and then start planning for, like, I've already mapped out my life, guys, like, mapped it out. I was excited about the fact that I've also lost a lot of weight, looking sexy, and I swear to God, I was so not happy. And then I went to meet my husband because we have already made plans for our wedding. The date was fixed, the hall was checked, the wedding planner, everything, the decorator, everything was intact. And just going to get pregnant. Hey. And I also didn't know. I didn't know. I didn't think it was possible. Guys, it was a lot. It's not this one I'm doing. So I went to meet him and I was like, joke apart. We have two kids. One, the last baby has not even turned 1 year yet. And my wedding also was up front. My school, my plans, my driving school, everything was about crushing down all right in front of me. I went to meet my husband and I was like, what do we do about this? And he told me to my face, the ball is in your court. I know there's a lot for you. I know you have your life planned out. I'm not going to put it on you that, yeah, it's our baby, we're getting married, you have to keep it. Just do what you want to do. So I was like, okay. He said, if you want to leave the baby, if you want to keep the baby, if you want to postpone anything you think we can postpone, just let me know. Whatever you decide, I will follow. So I was glad enough that at least he didn't pressure me into, I'm sorry, you have to stop school for this, or we have to cancel our wedding for this. This baby is more important. I'm sorry, like my happiness, my decision, and my life doesn't matter. No, he gave me that time to decide on my own, or whatever I want to do, and he would, understand and just go with it. So I really took my time. It was difficult emotionally. I cried. I felt bad, but I took my time. I think about some days or more. I don't know, maybe a few weeks, I guess. So I took my time, and then I called my hospital and I told them I want to talk to my doctor. I am pregnant. And they were like, okay, if you're pregnant, you have to see your doctor in 8 weeks. And I said, no, I don't want to see my doctor in 8 weeks because I'm not sure I'm keeping the baby. I just want her to confirm if I'm pregnant, and then I can fully decide what I want to do. Maybe seeing the baby might, just give me that answer that I need, because at this point I'm confused. If to as of when I discovered I was pregnant till this July where I did my wedding, I will be 7.5 months gone with a very big bump. So I wasn't, because that was a picture in my head. There is no way I am wearing a wedding gown with a very big bump, a 7-month-old bump. No way. So I was like, I think one has to go, but I wasn't sure which of them had to go. So and then I went and we did check, and my doctor found a sac. She found a sac, and I think from when I discovered I was pregnant, it was already 3 weeks from when I started tracking my last menstruation till when I found that I was pregnant. The app said I was 3.5 weeks. So I went to my doctor as I think 4 or 4.5 weeks, and she saw a sac. And she was like, okay, she can see something, and here and there. And then she gave me another appointment for, I think, 7 weeks. Yeah, she gave me another appointment for 7 weeks, but that was because she was asking me, what do I really want to do? What's the situation here? So I told her it was a surprise one because I was taking a lot of weight loss product, and I also was on the mini pill, and I never expected this. And I have, still been on both products, not knowing I was pregnant. So something in me just told me I should, talk about it while I was at the doctor's office. So I let her know I don't know if this baby is healthy. I don't want to build my hope where I shouldn't, because I don't want to get hurt. So I want to be sure that this baby is healthy, everything is fine with this baby, and then we will keep it. That was what I said to her, we will keep it. But if not, then maybe the baby has to go. And she was like, okay, fine, yes, you're right. and I was finally accepting that yes, I'm pregnant. And then I postponed my driving lessons, my driving school, and every other plan I had for myself. I cancelled everything, and I was like, all right, so I'm just gonna go to school only with this baby, and then after giving birth, stay home for at least 6 months with this baby before going back to my normal life. And then for my wedding, I'm just gonna make it small, and then I just make up another plan for myself and my family with this baby. So we started falling in love with the baby. We even had to give the baby a name, and my husband would kiss my belly every morning before going to work. My kids were, always, playing around my tummy, because I also let my daughters know mommy is having a baby. There's a baby in mommy tummy. So they were like also playing around with my tummy. Everything was just going fine until one morning I was cramping. It was like I wanted to see my menstruation, but it wasn't new to me because I still very much usually feel that way. I'm on my first trimester with my two kids, so I was like, okay, I think it's something that I felt before, so it's not new. So I started cramping and cramping, but I didn't really thought about it. And then I was sitting down in the living room trying to, fix my daughter's hair, and then somehow I just felt wet. Okay, okay. And then I went to the bathroom, and that was it. There was blood everywhere. The bathroom everywhere was crazy. And I felt, okay, I think something is not right here. So I called the emergency, and they said, yeah, I can come in. And then I went and they checked, and went to the bathroom again. The blood was still coming out, and I was cramping a little bit, and the cramping stopped, and they checked, no heartbeat. And to top it up, she included with the baby is no longer growing. It was hard. It was really hard. It was difficult. And I was, of course, as usual, having mixed feelings, sad, cry, laugh. I didn't know what to do, but I just felt I needed to be strong, because I think you've miscarried already and the baby has stopped growing and stuff. So I think it's time for it to go out. Do you want to wait for the baby to go out by itself, or do you want to do an operation to take it out, or do you want to use a pill? So I needed to be in a place where I feel I don't know, I'll be needing some support. So I needed to, somehow I just felt like I needed all the support I could get right now, like from the sweet people around me, my husband and my kids. So I was like, just give me the pill. At least if I'm going through this, if I'm gonna go through this, let me just go through this with them, wake up every day, they are here, and then I can see them while they play, and just sort of staying in the hospital with this whole surgery and thinking and maybe crying and stuff. So yeah, she gave me some pill. I don't know what they call it. I can't really put the name in my head anymore. So she told me to take them at night. I think there were about eight of them, 2 or 4 at once, I think. Yeah, it's 4, I think so. 4 in a night. I should take it twice. So I was like, okay. So I got home that night and I inserted all 4 pills. I was 2.5 months gone already, and it was difficult. And then my husband also didn't take it lightly. He felt it bad, because we had really grown some, sweet and amazing attachment to this baby, with the names and cravings and all. We were really happy. So he also felt it, the kids and me especially. Sometimes I would just be in a place alone and start crying, and yeah, so we lost the baby. And then after that, they said I was supposed to see my menstruation in a month, and it was 2 months and I never saw it. So I went back to meet my doctor. Like you said, I would see my flow in a month, and it's been 2 months and I still haven't seen it. So they decided to check, and that was when they said, okay, the baby didn't fully go out. You have some particles of it in your uterus, and it has to come out. In 5, almost 6 months, the longer it stays in your uterus, the higher it is to cause an infection. So I was like, fine, 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 fine. Let's just do the surgery to get them out. So we finally went in and did the surgery, and they took out everything. And they showed me on the photo it wasn't nice. It wasn't looking nice. So they showed my husband and I after the surgery, like this is what has been in my uterus since after the miscarriage, and that they're gonna take it to the lab to find out what it was and why it stayed in my womb for that amount of time and refused to come out no matter what I tried. Because guys, there was nothing I didn't try. So at the end of the day, now we've done it, and we're just waiting for our first menstruation. Yeah, and we're waiting for our first menstruation, which should be coming anytime soon from now. And after that, we can start on my clothing. Just a lot to really think about and talk about. Well, I feel I'm ready to talk about it. To help some other person out there and letting them know that no matter what you're going through, really, there's always a reason for everything, and that you're not alone, and you don't have to blame yourself really, because sometimes it's just God trying to pass a message, because He says that everything happens at His own time, not yours. It's for you to plan, but for God to execute. If you are planning, then you should as well execute it yourself. But the thing is, that is one thing we humans cannot do. We only plan, and it's left for Him to do. So I planned that after my wedding, I was going to start trying, and that's just me planning. But if it's not His will, it will be impossible for me to achieve. So it's for me to plan and for God to sign and agree. But then again, what are we and who are we to speak when God has not spoken? So I believe there's a reason for everything, and I'm just telling my story on here in case there's someone out there who I believe it's maybe just wanting to hear this, and just know that it's really not okay for you to blame yourself. Really, I cried a lot for weeks. I thought about it. It got to me emotionally. I almost tore my family apart because of it. At home, I would just stay in the morning, start feeling emotional, and take it out on my husband, who of course is at work, or maybe coming back from work in the evening and he's just there, and just take it out on him. And like, I'm going through this, it's crazy. But do not allow it get to you, because really, you're not alone. So guys, I just said let me come here give you guys a quick update on what has been going on behind the scene for a couple of months, and I am grateful so far despite all this negative energy that the devil has been trying to throw towards me and my family. But God has been faithful with its thoughts towards us, of which He said is of good and not of evil. So I am grateful enough that at least on top of all that amount of stress, that light was able to shine also in our face, and we were able to smile in a way. So I'm grateful with the fact that on top of all this stress, we were still able to go ahead and have a successful traditional wedding, and a successful white civil wedding. So I am of course grateful for that. So guys, I think I'm going to end this video here, and yeah, so you will follow me through this journey of having my first period, and using my clomid and tracking my ovulation and getting pregnant and stuff, yada 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 yada. And yeah, Whew. So guys, I'm gonna stop this video here and hope to see you in my next video. Thanks for watching, and should I say good night? Whew, my eyes are all red, guys. Can't wait to fall in my bed. Good night. Bye.